Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Didn't I tell you so many times that if Poland or the Baltic states or any other country from NATO will try to, engage directly Russia or Belarus in a conventional war, and I was speaking mostly about Poland because Poland is the biggest and loudest, biggest militarily it is, and in the area. Didn't I say that the Russians will have no patience with them? And what did I say the Russians most likely will do? That will not fight the Poles with conventional weapons, and they would most likely use nuclear weapons because they're eager. The Poles are also eager, and they know it. That's why they hold their horses, they just growl or sometimes yell loud, hey, blah, 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 blah. But they know that if they attack or they get involved directly, the Russians will not send tanks. I said that many, many, many times. Well, this is exactly what Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, said. I mean, you can take it as a bluff, but you really don't take someone who has nuclear weapons as a bluff. If you want, you do it, but I'm 99% certain that that's exactly what the Russians will do if Poland enters Belarus or gets engaged in the fight directly with its military, provokes Russia. All of a sudden wakes up in the morning deluded after a wet dream, thinking that he can do a lot of stuff. No offense to Poland, but I don't think people can be so deluded in thinking that they can challenge, Russia. And if they point out Ukraine is doing it, that means they don't understand it. It's NATO against Russia, not Ukraine against Russia. I'm going to tell you, and you probably know, Ukraine's potential against Russia was seen in the first 2 weeks of the war. That was Ukraine. When they met in Istanbul and they met the Russians and all that, that was Ukraine. After that, it was all NATO. All NATO. But hey, again, if you want to bake a cake, put the right ingredients and follow the recipe. If you don't follow that, you're gonna have garbage. You're not gonna have a cake. So, if you want to assess a situation, take all the information for that related to that and relevant to that situation. You don't like it? Well, your conclusions will be far from probably what the reality is. So, I have here an article from, can you believe, CNN, Clinton News Network. So, it was an interview that Mr. Lukashenko gave, I think, to a, if I remember, to, it says here, news agency Belta. Okay, and this article is from today, August 18th, 2023. So let me read this. So Belarus would use nuclear weapons in the event of quote-unquote aggression, Lukashenko said. Now you know that Belarus does not have nuclear weapons, but Russia has nuclear weapons on the territory of Belarus. So when Lukashenko says Belarus will use nuclear weapons, probably will have the Russians use them for them. Oh, I mean, that would be probably the chain of command, obviously. Hey, can you do it? Yeah, no problem. Who's that? The Poles? Let me play the piano for you. How many do you need? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Not good, my friends. Not good. So, let's see what's going on over here. Belarus would be willing to use nuclear weapons given by close ally Russia in the face of foreign quote-unquote aggression, President Alexander Lukashenko said Thursday as tensions rise around the country's borders with NATO nations. And he's not only talking about Poland, he's going to talk about the Baltic states as well. So in an interview with a state news agency, Belta, Lukashenko claimed Belarus would, quote-unquote, never get involved in this war, end quote, unless Ukrainians crossed its border. But he added, and I'm quoting, we will keep helping Russia. They are our ally, end quote. Well, he also warned that if provoked, now what does that mean, provoked? And that's a subjective thing. I mean, if I look at you like this, is a provocation? Yes. Where I come from? Yes. What are you fucking looking at? Okay, that's the normal answer. And then you pop, and you pop, or no. So he also warned that if provoked, especially by neighboring NATO countries like Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia, Belarus would, and I'm quoting Lukashenko, immediately respond with everything we have, end quote, including nuclear weapons. It's not clear how much of Russia's nuclear arsenal was transported to Belarus recently, and US and Western officials have not publicly confirmed that any weapons have been transferred. Yes, they did. You're just uninformed, CNN, or you just misinform us or disinform us. During the interview, Lukashenko said if Belarus were to come under attack, and I'm quoting, "we will not tarry, wait, and the rest. We will use the entire arsenal of our weapons for deterrence." End quote. And I'm quoting again Lukashenko, "We didn't bring nuclear weapons here in order to scare someone." End quote. He added, and I'm quoting him again, "Yes, nuclear weapons represent a strong deterring factor, but these are tactical nuclear weapons, not strategic ones. This is why we will use them immediately once aggression is launched against us." So, aggression, all right? This is what they say. Now he says, now they, in the rest of the article, tell us how Lithuania is upset. Poland brought 10,000 troops at the border with Belarus and all that. But the point is, he will ask his buddy Putin to use them, and I think the Russians will indulge immediately with all their hands on the buttons, playing piano. So. This is it. It was no surprise here. And if you think that the Poles and the Lithuanians have a very good eye for the Belarusians or Ukrainians, I will show you the Lithuanian-Polish Commonwealth, okay? From what, 16th century, 16th century, 17th century? I have maps. And you're gonna see how much territory actually Lithuania claims and Poland. And those territories are located where? In Belarus and Ukraine and many others. Let me show you some maps here. All right, here's one map. But let me start actually with this. Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Right, is also known as the Kingdom of Poland and the Great Duchy of Lithuania. Okay, biconfederal. So here is a map of that, my friends, in Europe. Let me just make it like this. You see it? If people familiar with geography would understand exactly what territories are. This is Crimea here. You see this Crimea? And here, this is, right, the Dnieper River right here. This is the Dnieper River. But this is one of them, one of the maps. This is in 1916. Okay, a capital. Krakow was from 1569 to 1793, and Warsaw, tra-la. Common language, Polish and Latin. So, you're gonna find more maps here, and I have more maps ready for you. Right here. You see this? So I don't speak this language here in 1619. You can see Lithuania. Let me go to this one. Lithuania, this is how small it is right now. What's this? Belarus and Ukraine. So all this until here, belong to this Polish thing, aside from Moldova. Let me show you. Here it is, Moldova, Wallachia. So this is how much they claim. At its height, Poland-Lithuania at its height, 1575. Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So you have all this Poland, okay, this is the Baltic Sea, all right, this is Estonia, Latvia, This is how much they had, my friends. And this is the Dnieper River, this is Russia, this is the Black Sea. Here, right here is the Crimean Peninsula. So that, compare that, and can you tell me what countries own Ukraine's and Lithuanian and Poland's territory? Yes, Belarus and Ukraine. That's how they went. This is the Dnieper River to there. All this, aside from Moldova, should, to some people, come in the arms, hands, however you want to call it, of Poland and Lithuania. So if you think that these guys do not think in those kind of terms, I mean, it's like you have a property. All of a sudden, you have a property of, let's say, 100 hectares, all right, or acres, whatever you want to use. I'm just using the 100, okay? From 100% that you were, right now, let's say, Lithuania is at about 15%, and Poland from 100% right now is at about 50%, not even. Would you like that? Of course not. So you understand? Do you understand? All right. So if you think that these guys are just, well, I used to have his house, his property, all those properties to be mine. Now they have them. I'm okay with that. Really? I mean, that's not how the world works. I mean, I know these guys try to inject us with some stupidity, and that comes with birth. But they try to inject it with with an fake analysis of the world, and they want to give us a artificial reality. No, the artificial reality is that the real reality is that these guys want those territories. I mean, put yourselves. What do you think the Poles and especially the Lithuanians don't want? Would want them not to desire to be big again. I know there's a lot of Ukrainians over there, there's a lot of other nationalities over there, but still, they don't care. They don't care. I mean, after all, diversity is our strength, right? So, here you have it. This guy's gonna use nuclear weapons to defend his territories from NATO. And they are the ones that create problems, not the ones that want territories. No. And they don't want territories. It's just me, evil me, who says that. Please, my friends, let's don't be weasels here, all right? So you can see who would want to poke and grab the bad Belarusian president, or, I don't know, Duda and the Lithuanian weasel over there. Okay? I mean, let's not pretend we're idiots here, because we're not. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.